Hello, my name is Sean. Welcome to Go, and today we will be talking about Ferrari Purosangue. Now, this is Ferrari's brand new SUV. Well, it's more of a crossover than anything, and it is wildly different than what we were expecting. The design is, more simplistic, more modern Ferrari than any other SUV that we've seen before. This car is not overly aggressive and not overly styled. It's really understated, and that is what Ferrari is going with. Now let's go with some of the specs. This car is going to be naturally aspirated 6.5 liter V12, making 725 horsepower, and it has a 0 to 60 time of 3.3 seconds and a top speed of over 190 miles per hour. Now, this car's top speed is going to be over 190. It will be the fastest SUV on the planet, beating the king, which is the Bentley Bentayga, which has also been tied by some other Volkswagens SUVs, such as the Lamborghini Urus. And something we really don't see with these new SUVs is this one will be front mid mounted, and I don't know what that's going to do for the driving dynamics of this crossover, but I think it's going to make it one of the more special to drive out there. Now, this car also will have independent four-wheel steering, which is something I don't know that we've seen in cars like this, and that'll also make the car a better driver. Now, most people buy SUVs for the sports utility factor, going off roads and doing all that type of stuff. I don't know if that's going to be in the future for this type of car. Now, y'all know me, I don't generally like to do video breakdowns. I kind of find it to be boring, going over different aspects of cars that I really don't understand, especially if they're like new features that no one's ever seen before. So I don't want to get into all that because it might not be as good as expected. But what I will say, one thing that's different about this car that I wasn't expecting is the way you enter it. Now, this car is 4 doors, the first 4-door, 4-seater lifted Ferrari that we've seen, and it has coach doors, suicide doors, if you will. If you expect to see doors like this on something like, say, a Tesla, not on a modern day Ferrari, but yeah, it's unexpected, but you can expect the unexpected from people like Ferrari. Now, lastly, let's get into the design of this car, and it has elements of other Ferraris. Of course, the GTC4 Lusso, which is technically replacing, and it also has elements of the Roma. The rear lights look exactly like the Roma's lights, but inverted, while the front end has similarities between the Monzas and the SF90 Stradale, which I wasn't a big fan of, but they've grown on me over the years, and now it's kind of expected from modern day Ferrari. Now, the overall design is more akin to the FF and the GTC4 Lusso, and I wasn't a real huge fan of those cars, maybe because the front end was so long and big, while the rest of the car looked smaller in comparison. In my eye, this car is more, what's the overall dimensionally equal. It's the same proportionally all around. It's nothing out of whack to make your eye adjust and say, oh no, that just doesn't look right there. And this car actually looks better in motion, so when you're seeing a video of it versus a picture, it actually does look the part of a Ferrari. Now, moving into the interior actually is pretty damn excellent, and this car has 4 bucket seats, so this is going to be a 4-passenger car, and the infotainment will be the first thing talked about consumers when they enter this car for the first time. And because it is a new type of Ferrari, we have a new type of front interior with the infotainment will be the first thing noticed by customers when they enter this car for the first time. And because this is a new car, it will have a new type of interior with less focus on the driver and more emphasis on everyone within the car. Now, Ferrari hasn't gone the route of some of their rivals with massive infotainments, touchscreens, and things of that nature. It's more subtle. Ferrari may change this in future SUVs if this car becomes a success, as it should. Speaking of future, I think it is fair to assume that we will be seeing a hybrid version of this car later down the line, whether it's going to be that V6 that we've seen in the 296 GTB or the hybrid V8 we've seen in the SF90 Stradale. That remains to be seen, but I do believe a hybrid version will be coming now. Will that hybrid version bring more power or less power for fuel economy? I don't know yet, but we do think that will be in the future. So when it's coming, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother video. So there you have it, the Ferrari Purosangue crossover SUV, or something totally different. You let me know in the comments. What do you think of this car? And if you like the video, like the video. If you dislike the video, dislike the video. If you want to see what I got planned next, come see what I got planned next. Got a lot of stuff for the channel. Really want you guys to be there with me. With that said, I'll catch you later.